presentation is titled Food Choices and Food Access, and it's based off of a research project I did for Gen 401 last semester regarding food choice impacts and access to healthy foods. Given my understanding of human flourishing, my articulated view of the Christian public engagement, my disciplinary education and vocational aspirations, the food issue I can most productively address is that of food access and food choices. The choices we make when purchasing our food have a direct impact on the environment as well as our health. My idea of human flourishing is centered around how we as humans can make our choices in everyday lives benefit both the environment and the people around us. According to Hannah Ritchie and Max Roser in research entitled Environmental Impacts of Food Production, about half of the world's habitable land is used for agriculture, 78% of global freshwater withdrawals are used for agriculture, and 78% of the pollution of waterways with nutrient-rich pollutants is caused by agriculture. Additionally, livestock outweigh mammals by a 15-to-1 ratio. The article states of the 28,000 species evaluated to be threatened with extinction on the IUCN Red List, agriculture and aquaculture is listed as a threat for 24,000 of them. Most people don't think about how their own personal diet can have harmful impacts on the environment, but it can. In 2018, Wilma Sandstrom compared greenhouse gas emissions from the average diet across countries in the European Union. Despite what the majority of people may think, food transport only accounted for 6% of gas emissions. The majority of emissions result from land use change, cattle, management of manure, or use of fertilizer, and when broken down by the actual item of food, dairy, meat, and eggs are the dominant ones. What we choose to eat has a significant impact on our carbon footprint. It is not realistic or healthy to completely cut out main food groups or protein sources from your diet, but making small changes until you accomplish the main goal is a great place to start. Making small changes to our personal diets is a small price to pay for the health of ourselves, those around us, and our environment. In addition to the harmful effects on the environment, our food choices can have harmful effects on our own health as well. In a study by Megan Elizabeth Betts and James Robert Farmer titled Farmers Market Governance and Its Role on Consumer Motives and Outcomes, the study examines participation in farmers markets under the framework of high and low market governance systems. Particularly, it considers the demographics, values of local foods, the reason why people attend farmers markets, and the outcomes of experience based on the dichotomous governance classification. The text states, local agriculture and alternative food systems continue to be a growing topic of discussion in both popular media and academic study. Communities are turning to these alternative localized food systems in response to globalization and inequities and what has now become known as conventional or industrial agriculture, both of which have led to decreased trust in the food system. In Whitney E. Brown's essay, Eat It to Save It, she also brings into account both the health benefits of choosing to eat locally and the idea that it brings communities together. With this thought in mind, communities being brought together can end a lot of the issues regarding food scarcity and negative food choices. Brown states, if the abundance of organic family-run farms and farm-to-table restaurants, as well as the presence of a thriving, nationally known farmers market are any indication, one thing that ties the people of Carrboro together is a common love of good, fresh food. When people in a community work together to help their neighbors and provide for each other, they have the potential to thrive and live a healthy, fulfilled life. Though eating locally grown foods is important and a solution to many problems, it is not an option that is available to everyone. In fact, many communities and food insecure areas have very little options when it comes to purchasing their food. According to the Network Analysis of Local Food in California, a study of farmers markets in Los Angeles and their farm supply chains by Luke Drake, the location patterns of 91 farmers markets in Los Angeles were analyzed. This was followed by another analysis of a sample of 33 farmers markets and the 282 farms that supplied those markets, and all of this data was collected from March to July of 2016. This study found that only 12%, which is 11 of the 91 farmers markets, met food desert criteria related to income, proximity to food retailers, and vehicle access. 53%, which is 48 farmers markets, were located in areas that were at least half of a mile from food retailers, but these were not low-income or low-vehicle access areas. 4 of the 91 markets were located in high-income areas. According to the study, 64% of the 91 markets were located in 3 of the ESRI life mode groups. ESRI describes these groups as prosperous white married couples who are homeowners, young successful single white millennials, and working class Latino families who are renters. The majority of the farmers markets in this study were located in high or middle class areas where people have access to vehicles and other food retailers are not far from where they live. In the areas that were lower income and most people did not have access to a vehicle, there were significantly less access to local produce and farmers markets. If everyone is going to have access to healthy local foods, the structures that prevent participation in farmers markets from low-income families have to be eliminated. Food choices play a big role in the health of us as humans and our planet. The fact that many of us have options to purchase healthy foods from grocery stores or local produce from farmers markets is a blessing and one that we should take into consideration when minding our carbon footprint. Unfortunately, not everyone has the ability to choose where they get their food from. Farmers markets are not generally found in lower income areas, and many of the people who live there do not have access to a vehicle in order to get to a farmer's market or a better quality grocery store where they can purchase healthier food options. There are people who are not flourishing in their lives because they lack resources and help from those in surrounding communities. The biggest solution to this problem is to personally recognize what you can do to help, whether that is by giving something yourself, volunteering, publicly advocating for more food options in these areas, or simply driving someone to a farmer's market or a grocery store. The only way we can truly flourish as people is by being inclusive and giving. Being aware of these food issues and finding ways to help is a great first step to take.